Mission briefing. With the successful launch and recovery of the very first space probe, the KSC has its sights set on space. The next logical step is to put a permanent satellite into orbit. With the next mission objective being to send a probe in constant orbit around Kerbin, we need a few pieces of technology to help us out in this task. The most important of which is the ability to charge the batteries that we already possess. That way the probe can orbit for long periods of time, as well as bigger battery banks and improved probe cores, as well as some other objects such as lights, which can be used in further missions. Next thing we need is control. Inline reaction wheel will help the probe stay on course, as well as MechJeb, which can aid us in the calculations of how much delta V we need, and wings, which will help the craft stay on path. With access to the new parts, we can start building the next generation probe. Using our MechJeb calculations, we find that the delta V is equal to 4426 meters per second, which should be more than the 4300 needed to enter Kerbin orbit. So as long as the craft is stable enough, it should reach orbit. SAS on. Thrust at 0. Robbie 2 probe for orbital entry, ready for launch. 3, 2, 1. First stage, separate. Second stage, ignition. Cut engines. Planning maneuver. That'll do it. Alright, we need 1100 delta V And we have 1400. We have 1 minute. Five seconds. Separate. And ignition. Perfect. Checking altitudes. We have 55, it is not yet in orbit. That's 70 and 70. That'll be perfect. Aligning for new burn. Firing. And stop. Checking calculations. We are in orbit. Extending antennas. And shutting down engine. Robbie 2 probe in perfect orbit. Our first satellite. Mission successful.